I should have done this in the first video, but I didn't. I wanted to get going on the kits. Just to give you guys a little background on me, I took my first EMT class in 1988 and spent the next 28 years. I retired out of the fire service a couple of years ago as a volunteer. I spent 28 years as a volunteer. My education went all the way through paramedic, and over the course of 28 years, I responded to thousands of calls, everything you can imagine, drug overdoses to car wrecks to gunshot wounds to, we live in an area that has a lot of tornadoes, so tornado responses, mass casualty incidents, been there, done that, seen pretty much everything that you can imagine. So that's just a quick little background on me, where I'm coming from, and some of the training that I've had and the experiences that I've had that's helped me put together these kits, and I just wanted to share that with you today. So the next kit, moving on, chest rig. I keep a kit on my chest rig. This is more of a family kit. So it's a little larger, has a few more things in it, a little more capabilities. It's actually pretty large, but I've got a family of 6. So if we're in a situation where we're having to bug out, we're having to move from where we're at, we've had a tornado come through, we've had an earthquake, we've got floods, we need to get from where we're at to a safe zone, and there are threats that we may encounter along the way, and so we're in a defensive posture. I keep a first aid kit here. It's kind of nice. This one's made by Condor. The one on my battle belt was Dark Angel Medical. Great little kit. High Speed Gear makes one. ITS Tactical makes one. There's a lot of great little pouches out there to put together your IFAK that you carry on you. Okay, this one's a Condor kit. It's on a rip away. So what's nice is if we're in a situation where we're having to defend ourselves, someone gets injured, I can take this, rip it off, toss it to my wife who's a nurse, toss it to one of my older children who I've put through some medical training. They can open this kit up, and now they have got some tools here that they can use to affect, some first aid on whoever is injured. So because it's a little bit bigger, it does give us more options as to what we can have in it. And just be probably a little tough to see on the camera. I'll just kind of go through the contents quickly so we can get on to the big one. Main compartment, more combat gauze. And here's a better look at a nasal airway. Okay, a couple of light sticks. Give us some light while we're working. Some compressed gauze. Again, this compressed gauze is the same thing as this rolled gauze, just smaller, more compact. You get more of it than what you get in the roll. I keep both. Okay, so I've got rolled gauze in here. I've got some more lady parts, I can carry a larger quantity of those, a larger quantity of gloves that are in here. Couple rolls of tape. So for securing your bandages, I keep a couple of rolls of tape in here. More gloves. Now there's Rayleigh bandage, EpiPen. This gets us into a little bit more medical than trauma stuff. For bee stings, allergic reactions, EpiPen can save someone's life. Another set of EMS shears. Another tourniquet. More rolled gauze to pack wounds with. I can carry a larger quantity of 4x4s, 5x9s for blood stoppage. Some moleskin, because if you're walking, you get blisters. This stuff it's tremendous. You got to have some moleskin in here. That's about it for that compartment. And I carry some more comfort items in this particular situation. Larger, Tylenol, acetaminophen, Advil, tweezers, removing splinters, things that are impaled, Q-tips, more antidiuretic, a larger selection of Band-Aids, because in theory you could be out longer. You know, if you're using this kit, you could be in the field longer. So larger quantities of your Band-Aids, antiseptic wipes, some duct tape. Duct tape is fantastic for doing a lot of things with. We've also got some wipes in here for insect bites, bee stings, poison ivy, things like that that you may occur depending upon the environment that you're working in. As far as, are you in a rural environment, or are you in a more urban environment? So this kit is a little larger. I can carry more stuff. Primarily, I've loaded up more on blood stoppage stuff, okay, as well as a few more comfort items. So as we stepped up in kits, you can see as we progress, we can bring more things with us, have more capabilities. So now let's take a look quickly at the last kit here. Trying to get this done before the video gets too darn long. The last kit is one I'm just finished building. It's not quite done yet. There are some things that I would like to have in here that I don't have yet, but they're all in order, just waiting for them to come in. This is more of a group level kit, squad, platoon level kit. You're going to find a lot of the same things. On the outside, I've got a tourniquet right here, easily accessible. So that way, one of the first things you can grab. Set of EMS shears so that I can get clothing off someone to see where the injury is, what it is we need to treat. Inside this top pocket, now I can keep a full set of oral airways, another nasal airway, pen light, and in this kit, because I've got a little bit more room, carry a fire starter, because when you're dealing with shock, depending on temperatures outside, starting a fire to help keep your patient warm can make a whole lot of difference in the outcome for them. So in this front pocket here, again, right on the outside, keep the things that I'm going to want to grab first, the most useful things. So open it up. First thing is another tourniquet. Okay? Try to keep as many tourniquets as you can accessible. Because we're in a larger bag, more compressed gauze, I can actually carry 3 of them now. So I've got 3 compressed gauzes, as well as some more quick clot to stop bleeding. Okay, those are on the outside because we want to get to them quick. The other outside pocket here, headlamp, because when you're working, you want to be able to do hands-free. You don't want to have to hold the light. Sometimes you're going to need both hands to wrap a wound, to set a bone, to do the things that you need to do to take care of someone. And then a SAM splint. These are lightweight, inexpensive, about $5. You can splint basically every bone in the human body with one of these. Okay? So they're easy to carry, don't cost you a lot, can really you save on complications if you can protect that bone, that arm, that leg, that ankle, till you can get to more advanced medical help. You'll have less injury, take less to fix it, and you'll have a better outcome, better recovery. Okay? So now we'll get into the main pocket. Okay, this is a sling pack. Makes it great, easy to carry. I used to carry it in a range bag. Okay? Everybody's got an old range bag laying around. If not, Amazon, Walmart, 25, 30 bucks. Okay? Range bag is a little bit easier to organize, but a little harder to carry. I can throw this over my shoulder, take it with me. So, as this gets fuller, which when I add to the remaining items, I may have to move this to a little bit bigger backpack, but that's okay. Your kit's going to grow. You're going to change things as you go. So let's get into the main pouch here. Carry a stethoscope and a blood pressure cuff. All right, these 2 things can really help you figure out what's going on. You know, lung sounds, breath sounds, heart tones, Again, needs training. Get out there, get some training. Okay. This is a check deposit envelope from Staples. In this, I've got a lot of things. Oral glucose. So if somebody in your group is diabetic, a much larger pack of medications, larger quantities Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, allergy meds. I have allergies. I like to carry these with me, as well as anti-diarrheal and gas medications. A couple rolls of tape, because I've got a bigger kit, I can carry more, and I can carry a larger selection of boo-boos, Band-Aids, that kind of stuff. Again, if you're using a kit this size, you're probably going to be out in the field longer. You're going to have to handle these things a little bit longer, okay? Larger pack of gloves. So now I can carry more stuff because I've got a larger kit. Larger bottles of iodine and alcohol, okay? For antiseptic. More cotton balls. Chem lights, be able to see what you're doing. Couple of space blankets. These are small, lightweight, don't take up a lot, but when someone's in shock, they can really help keep them warm, which is going to mean they're going to have a much better chance of survival if you can keep them warm. Okay. Bigger bag, I can get into some bigger dressings. Okay. So I keep a couple of 10 by 30s. These are big blood stoppers. Abdomens, heads, larger wounds. These things are great. They can soak up a ton of blood. Okay. Move into the pockets here. Again, larger quantities of 4x4s. And non-stick 2x3s to cover wounds long term. Okay. Ace wraps. These things are fantastic. They're cheap as hell. $1, $1.50 a piece. You can use them to wrap strains, sprains, wrap your splint on, or you can actually use these as a bandage. So you've got your compressed gauze. You can pack that wound with gauze, put one of your pads over top, wrap it up, and now you've got the equivalent of an Israeli bandage for half the cost. So that way, if you run out of Israeli bandages, because you can only carry so many, then you've got some here. Okay? Again, the rest of this is just more gauze, more ace wraps, and more 5x9 blood stopper pads. I'm able to carry larger quantities so I can handle a larger group, more injuries, plus I can take and use supplies out of here to restock my other kits. So this becomes kind of a repository for us, and we can use this to restock the other kits if the situation warrants it. So that's what you're going to find inside the main compartment. Then this last outside compartment, and again, this is on the outside because this is stuff I'm going to need quickly. 3 more Israeli bandages. I could probably fit a 4th one in there, and I probably will. So, again, stuff to stop bleeding, outside, quick and easy. Tourniquets, airways, and blood stoppage. All on the outside of the pack, easy to get to, in quantities to where I can handle more than one patient at a time if I need to. So, that's the quick and dirty tour of the packs and what's in them. Hope it was helpful. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Click like and subscribe for more videos. We'll dive into some of this stuff in greater detail as we go forward. Have a great night, guys.